Because one thing we're going to do is eat and drink. And if you're new around here, welcome to Eat and Drink Podcast, where we also occasionally travel. Nevertheless, the food at this resort, I had to get up on my seat. If you're watching, I'm up. Because the food,
oh my God.
You know what we say? Every time we travel to all-inclusive, we be trying to make sure we pick the ones where the food gonna food. Because that myth about the all-inclusive food being trash, we gotta debunk that.
Child. And
this debunked it.
Even with saying that, let's start at the buffet.
Let's start there.
Because usually, you start up and come down. Let's start at the buffet.
Yeah.
The buffet literally debunks that in itself. This was an extensive buffet. Mm-hmm. The dessert displays were amazing. Like, everything was beautifully displayed. The
Very
food
much so.
Was great. I will not forget that lasagna or those chicken meatballs, because that's rare. I don't eat beef, so when it comes to a lot of proteins and stuff, I'm usually limited when on vacation. But I'm like, y'all got chicken meatballs? Mm-hmm. That's different.
And they were good.
And they were so good.
Mm-hmm.
That seafood station.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the buffet. Snap.
Yeah, in a bar, like an actual bar inside. Because usually
like
when you're at the buffet, you're like, oh, I'll get a glass of champagne.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple, because you usually won't do like detailed cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
No, they have a bar in there, and the cocktails are cocktailing.
Like, yeah, it's a mixologist behind the bar doing what you want. Espresso martini, you got it at your buffet.
At the buffet.
Yes.
And I'm not. Hey y'all.
Hey y'all. Hey, welcome to another episode of Travel
Fly
Sexy. I'm your co-host Natasha Terrell, owner of Travel Goddess International,
and I'm your co-host Sincerely Jasmine, founder of Boss Babes Love Brunch.
Period. Today, guys, we are going to Cancun
again. Back to Mexico.
Back to Mexico, where we basically live at this point. Dual citizenship
for sure.
Loading
at this point.
So this episode is all about Jasmine and I's recent visit to one of the newest all-inclusive resorts in the Cancun area.
Yes.
The Hilton Cancun Mar Caribe.
Yes.
We had a good time, and we're going to tell you about it.
Absolutely.
But of course, before we jump into it, a little bit of goddess smell from our inbox to yours. Take us away, Jazz.
Child. This week was funny because, I low-key felt him. So, you know how we have travel pillows? Some people travel with blankets, pillowcases. There was a guy in the airport with a bed.
Whole blow-up bed.
A whole blow-up air mattress in the gate sleep.
It was a good one too. It was one.
It was nice.
It was a nice one.
I'm like, okay, I feel you. Because who wants to get delayed and not be able to go to bed?
Listen, listen.
But where you get that from?
Child.
I guess he could have plugged it in. But I'm like, is it a portable blow-up bed? Where is this from?
So two things. One, you can plug it in because the same place where people plug in their phones.
Exactly.
But two, there are blow-up beds now that blow up themselves.
Really?
The pump is internal and you just press the button and it blows it up. So that's a thing.
He on to something.
But there was a plug hanging.
Yeah, I think it was a plug hanging.
So,
but that's crazy too because he was in the middle of the gate. So that goes to show you're close to the outlets, close to the seating areas. You're not even in a secluded cut. You are just.
I have so many
people
questions.
Around them, just chilling.
I have so many
the
questions.
The person who posted was like, did he make his flight? I'm concerned.
Because that sleep looked good. He was laid out.
They definitely gave him an overnight delay. He's like, I'm not paying for it.
And
I feel that.
Looked good. Okay.
Yeah, I feel that.
He was knocked out, leg hanging.
We all been in the airport and it's you want to get comfortable. Sometimes the pillow just doesn't do it.
Child.
Blow a bed.
I don't know. I have so many questions. Number one, to your point, where'd you get it? Because if it's me and I'm just not sacrificing the personal item that I get for the blow up bed.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Space. Absolutely. So that's
this
how
is your personal item.
Does it get?
This is your carry-on.
But also, I'm was he traveling with it? Was the point to get it to the destination, or is this a travel bed?
That's what I'm so that's my second question is then, where did you buy this in the airport?
Or you just had
or
it?
do you have this? because I need answers.
Yeah.
I need to know.
Because buying it in the airport and leaving it there, not the worst idea.
No, people have done
I'm
less.
tired. Instead of it cheaper than a hotel room, I'm sure.
Yeah, so.
But if he packed that, I am just confused.
Because I'm like, this what you chose for your
take up half your
carry-on? And I get it. Like, there are plenty of people that legit prefer to be hands-free when they're in the airport.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're like listening and probably like, yeah, girl, I'm not checking nothing.
Mm-mm.
Or if I want to breathe, this is my thing and leave it. That's my thing.
Yeah, I get that.
Nevertheless,
next time I'm in there, see if they sell beds.
I've never seen a bed, but also I'm not looking for one. So maybe
I'm
they are there.
They might have them.
Great. Either way, I can't see myself laid out at the gate.
Well, all them people. Maybe it was empty when he first went to sleep.
The people were it's possible.
Everybody just came around him.
The people look so unbothered too.
Yeah. He unbothered, we unbothered.
Mind your business. Go about your business and head to your destination.
I'm reading my book, he sleep. Same thing.
Maybe they were going to Cancun. Who knows?
Hopefully.
Because that's kind of wild behavior. People be in Cancun wild anyway, so you might as well just get started with your wildness.
He coming from the Hilton.
Right, he was coming from it, and it was a layover. He was tired. Too much partying.
Too much liquor.
Perfect segue into today's episode, all about breaking down this recent Hilton all-inclusive experience.
Yes, it was such a good experience.
And the dope thing is, it was both of our first time staying at a Hilton all-inclusive.
Absolutely.
Obviously, we've stayed at Hilton hotels, but a Hilton all-inclusive was a different experience to note. So that's part of the reason why we chose it. And it's like
brand spanking new.
Brand and new.
Yeah, we love a newbie.
Yeah.
I think they open in October.
Yeah, like a few months ago.
Like they
babies. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now it was a complete renovation job. Sorry, some people don't know abbreviations, so I don't want to assume. Complete renovation job. So it was a previous hotel, and they gutted it. You can tell, and everything feels modern and state of the art and luxury and nice. So let's get into it. First things first.
It's your girls of 𝗕𝗿𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍 𝑮𝒐𝒅𝒅𝒂𝒂𝒕𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂
on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
And make sure that you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at 𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂
@𝗏𝑓ly_sexy. Shoot us an email at info@𝗏𝗏ly_sexy.com.
Now let's get back into the episode.
First things first, obviously it's in Cancun. And if you were listening to episodes before, you guys know I've never been to Cancun.
Tasha's first time in Cancun.
All right, so that happened. But I was also just very interested to see how convenient it is to the airport.
Yeah.
I'm so used to like taking a transfer that's 30 minutes to an hour or, you know, depending on where I'm staying. So 10, 15 minutes was like, wait a minute now. I was not ready.
Yeah, I think I got used to that too, like going to like Playa and Riviera Maya, where it's just like you have to, you know, take that transfer and sit for a little bit. I feel like I waited longer for my transfer to pull up than I was in that car.
Yeah. Yeah. And that like, it made me think about it because I'm like, okay, normally, you know, when I arrive, I want the champagne in the car and I want, you know, the private car service and all of that. But I'm like, for 10, 15 minutes, is that worth it? Yeah. I really had to think about it. I don't know. Yeah. But I'm like,
definitely could go share. They also have those buses at the Cancun airport that I think if you're staying somewhere this close, you could just hop right on one of those buses.
And there is a bus stop right outside of the resort.
In front of the resort.
Or like the entrance to the grounds for the resort. So you could do that. Yeah, it is definitely an option.
Like, if ever I was suggesting to use public transportation in another company, this would be the one. A few instances.
Yeah, because it legit was so close. Yeah. Like, I was like, okay, we're here. Yeah, so then, you know, so like we said, it's very convenient to the airport. It's also 15 minutes to like the Cancun Strip.
Yeah.
So
Coco Bongo.
Yeah, exactly.
And all those big bars and the mix, you know. Yep. So if you're looking to get off the resort.
What is it? Señor Frog
and
all that?
Of those. Yeah. Maybe a Margaritaville probably.
Yeah. So, I mean, the proximity of the actual hotel is great.
Yeah.
Like it is in a prime location. And then also there's things to do around the actual hotel without, you know, that you can do on foot. We saw some shops in the vicinity of the hotel.
Yep. It's a museum.
I was gonna say, Jasmine saw a museum, like right there,
like right at the entrance of the property ground. So it was definitely like if you wanted to walk off ground again, which we usually don't suggest. It is like it was like a 7-Eleven across the street. Yeah. There was a museum. There was a few shops. So if you did want to just pop off the resort and need to grab something or looking for something to do, those options were right there. And
I think that's like a part of like the Cancun experience, which
I agree.
Like most people, you know, they're going to their hotels, but they're totally venturing outside of the hotel to do and see and explore because the area is made to be, or the area, number one, is so touristy, but also it's just so accessible.
Exactly.
So, you know, to see a 7-Eleven across the street from a big Hilton resort was like, okay, we're in Cancun. Makes sense.
For sure.
So into the resort we go.
Yes. It was such a good experience. Just like, first of all, when you pull up, you can tell that this is a newly renovated property. They're great with like, you know, greeting you at the car, grabbing your luggage, which, you know, most all-inclusives will do. But which I loved about the greeting at the car was they had the cool towels like right
at the car
door for you.
Yes, not like crossing over the threshold into the lobby. At the car, he opened the door and has the tray.
So that was so pleasant.
That was beautiful. A beautiful welcome to the property.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because it's like if you take a bus, you took a taxi or whatever, like
you're gonna need it.
You're gonna need it.
And you in Cancun, it's hot.
Exactly. So that was a beautiful touch to, you know, the experience. And not for nothing, you can tell that luxury is what they're curating here. At this property, you can tell if you look at the prices, but you can also just tell from like that initial start, in that experience. So that was great. The check-in process is all seated.
Yep, which we love,
guys. Ain't nobody standing after they've been traveling all day.
Right. Or you walk into that lobby and it's like a line, like,
it's too much. So that was nice. And even, you know, if, you know, when all the tables were occupied, you're still seated in a nice area and they're coming over asking if you'd like a drink or something. Like it's still, you're welcome to vacation.
Absolutely. It's comfortable.
It is. And the cool thing that I enjoyed, which I guess, I don't think I have. I've only ever stayed at hotels. But when you have loyalty with different brands, you get different perks. So I just happen to be Diamond with Hilton, which is their highest status. And they do really honor and acknowledge that. You know, they even gave me a different color wristband, and Jasmine and I a different color wristband. That was the, you know, if you're familiar with their status tiers with Hilton, Diamond is purple. So my wristband was purple, and, you know, it's supposed to allow the people to know who they got in the building, and that's fine. Yeah. But I just appreciate that type of acknowledgement.
Absolutely.
And just, you know, always ask for those added perks at check-in, because not everybody gonna tell you.
And that's the perks of the Hilton, because you have that loyalty. A lot of people are loyal to the Hilton brand locally, you know, whether it's for business, personal. And again, this was our first time doing the all-inclusive option. So it was nice to see that they kept that brand commitment where it's like
100%.
You still have your brand loyalty, even though this is a different
type of experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was awesome.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, we go up to the rooms. Modern, beautiful.
Yes, so nice.
Yeah. And we had a ocean view junior suite. That water, before we get into the room, the view from the balcony.
Oh my gosh.
And the water.
So beautiful.
It looked fake.
Yeah, the beach is surreal there.
They have a perfect stretch of beach in the perfect spot of the Cancun beach area.
Absolutely. It's not overpopulated.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we love it.
Like the way the blues turn into greens, turn into blues. It was gorgeous, and it took us a moment.
Yeah, like literally, you had to take it in. You're like, go to the balcony. Like,
it was stunning,
so nice. But the room itself was gorgeous too.
Yeah.
Like very modern feels. It had like those wood finishes, marble touches in the bathroom. That bathroom. Y'all know we love a good bathroom.
The bathroom stole the show.
The bathroom stole the show.
It did.
The shower was amazing. Huge shower.
Rainforest head.
But they had a bathtub like
this soaking, beautiful, deep soaking.
So nice.
Y'all seen it.
Yeah.
Y'all know, if you've seen a luxury hotel, you know what the tub I'm talking about.
Not that, like, sometimes you get like a jetted tub and you're not that. This is like
the one you want to take the picture in.
Yes, it was gorgeous.
And it had the wooden, I guess, tray, like ledge, the tray. Yeah.
So cute. So
fabulous.
The room itself was breathtaking.
The room was fabulous. And of course, you know, the double sinks, which I personally feel like is now the new standard.
Yeah, we
like
love
I low-key get disappointed if there's not two sinks.
Two sinks. Seriously, yeah.
So I like to mention that because even if you're traveling with your spouse,
you still
want your space.
Absolutely.
Yes. Give me my own sink.
Yeah. Even if it's not like the double sink, at least a vanity area.
Right.
Like something
somewhere where I can do what I'm doing and you do what you do.
We love the double sink.
Yeah, so the room was great.
Spacious.
Yeah. I feel like the bathroom was most of the room space, but that's okay because we love a good bathroom.
Like half
the bathroom and the balcony.
Yeah, you're right.
Because the balcony was pretty big too. And then, you know, then you sleep.
Yeah.
But again, modern and cute. So it worked for us.
Absolutely.
Service.
The service was good.
Yeah, service was great.
Like you mentioned, the from check-in, the key to the attention to detail with the different color wristbands, and I can say the servers were attentive to that. They definitely were like noting things. They knew what kind of liquor we were drinking. It just was like, even after we did a few things on property, we were running into people that we communicated with earlier in the day. They remembered us, like, you know. So it was very pleasant interactions with their staff. Everybody. It was so good, from the servers to the bartenders to there were different like mixology classes. So the people who actually like held those, it was great. Yeah, service, they knocked it out of the park for sure. It was so good. Okay, since we started talking about service and we started talking about drinks and restaurants, let's get into it. Because one thing we're gonna do is eat and drink. Period. And if you're new around here, welcome to Eat and Drink Podcast, where we also occasionally travel. Nevertheless, the food at this resort, I had to get up out my seat. If you're watching, I'm up. Because the food, oh my God. You know what we say? Every time we travel to all-inclusive, we be trying to make sure we pick the ones where the food gonna food. Because that myth about the all-inclusive food being trash, we gotta debunk that. And this debunked it. Even with saying that, let's start at the buffet. Let's start there. Because usually, you know, you start up and come down. Let's start at the buffet. Yeah. The buffet literally debunks that in itself. This was an extensive buffet. The dessert displays were amazing. Like, everything was beautifully displayed. The food was great. I will not forget that lasagna or those chicken meatballs, because that's rare. I don't eat beef, so when it comes to a lot of like proteins and stuff, I'm usually limited when on vacation. But I'm like, y'all got chicken meatballs? That's different. And they were good. And they were so good. That seafood station. Yeah, the buffet. Snap. Yeah, in a bar, like an actual bar inside. Because usually like when you're at the buffet, you're like, oh, I'll get a glass of champagne. Keep it simple. Because that you usually won't do like detailed cocktails. No, they have a bar in there, and the cocktails are cocktailing. Like, yeah. It's a mixologist behind the bar. Doing what you want, espresso martini? You got it at your buffet. At the buffet. Yes. And I'm not used to that. Yeah. This was... And I usually avoid the buffet because I'm so traumatized from past experiences where it's just like, it's traumatizing. Where can I get the a la carte at 2 p.m. right now? But this buffet is worth stopping by. Absolutely. We actually went twice. Yeah, it was so good. Taco station, seafood, fresh seafood. They'll put on a grill for you. Yeah, we got scallops. Pasta station, like fresh scallops. Yeah, they snapped. Like, you walk up, you pick your scallops, they put it on the grill, get it together for you, made to order. Yes, tacos made to order. They make your meat, like, everything's fresh. So, yeah. Delicious. It was really good. In addition to being fresh and fabulous, it was delicious. It was really good. Yeah. And the service in the buffet was great. Shout out to Julio. Shout out to Julio. Julio popped up, y'all, out of nowhere. We're just eating. He pop up with the whole bottle of Don Julio, like, shots, get it shots, y'all. Like, mind you, that was what we were drinking throughout our duration. Correct. On the resort. So again, I'm like, they are like communicating, and because I don't think he would have just. I mean, his name is Julio. That could be his thing. That could be his go-to. But again, it was great service, and he made it feel personalized, even if it wasn't.
Popped up like shots of down Julio.
Yes, and we gonna take it.
Yeah, because it really wasn't a question. No, he more so was saying, "You taking this shot right now?"
Exactly.
But that was a vibe. Yeah. So buffet, nailed it.
Great. That little rooftop thing.
Which one?
They had a lot of little rooftop
They
areas.
did. That's why I'm like, which one?
The one that had another buffet. That was like the lunch buffet that we had went to.
Yes, by the pools.
Yeah, pools.
Plural.
A lot of pools on this property.
So before we jump into that, that restaurant there, well, I guess we can talk about that restaurant and then come back to pools. Yeah, so the offerings at the restaurants by the pools where you overlook the ocean.
Oh my God. Great.
We were shooketh, okay? Because we walked up at like 11:30 or maybe like 11:10 a.m. And they were like, well, we don't start serving till 11:30. And that was fine. But we gonna wait because what we saw ready to be served
was,
what? At the all-inclusive for the lunch?
For lunch? Like, you know, the outside lunch usually gives like burger, hot dog, maybe a taco vibe, which is fine. You just need a little snack again. Like, this is just like that midday. But they snacked. Like, they had fried fish.
That fried fish
chicken,
was...
fried shrimp, homemade pizzas.
And and not even homemade. Brick oven.
Oh, yeah.
Like they made it. They got the thing and they got the brick oven.
Yes, and let it sit.
In this outside restaurant overlook. Child.
Yeah, that was actually really impressive that they had that oven outside.
Yes. There's a brick oven outside here.
Yeah, they snapped.
Experiences.
Yeah.
On top of on top of eating good food.
Yeah.
Everything was an experience. Like, love that. Yeah, but that food at that restaurant that overlooks the beach, do yourself a favor.
Absolutely.
And it's all day too. That was the other thing.
It doesn't close until the evening restaurants open.
Yeah, it
so
closed
it's
at
like
6.
Yep, exactly. Which, you know, we always talk about how you'll have those 2 hours, which is usually like 4 to 6, where you can't eat. But you can eat at the Hilton.
Yeah.
We got you.
Yeah, that was great. And it's good.
And it's good. And it's not like, sacrifice food. It's like, oh, I'll just eat this for now just to say I ate something before dinner. It's like, no, I'm actually going to tear this up.
And did.
I want another one.
And definitely did. Then our favorite dining experience of the whole time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
The
So
Italian restaurant, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was so impressive.
Mamma mia.
Literally though. For a resort, well, y'all know I love Italian. So
Yes.
for a resort experience,
Yes.
for it to, like, first of all, we walked in like, oh.
It's beautiful. The restaurant is beautiful.
Beautiful. They had a nice little outdoor deck where you
Yes.
could have sat indoor, super spacious.
Yes.
But yeah, it just felt like you were, I mean, obviously you're at a restaurant, but I felt like you were at like a real restaurant.
Like
not on a resort. Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was so good. And the food was so good. From appetizers to the cocktails, the bread.
I'm sitting here just reliving it.
Desserts.
My eyes are closed. I'm like, Lord Jesus.
Tell them about that pasta.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so from start to finish, do yourself a favor and book the Italian restaurant for your dinner reservations.
Make
Funny
that
enough,
reservation.
we actually did not make a reservation.
Right.
We walked in. And pro tip, usually the dinner rush is from like 6:30 to like 8:30. That's when, like, if you don't have a reservation, walking in is very hard to do. But after 8:30 and before 6:30, you should be fine. So we got there about 8:45, almost 9, and we were able to be seated because most people are already have dined at that point. So that's good to know. But nevertheless, OMG on this food, everything we ordered. And the portion sizes as well, because, you know, normally at all inclusives, as they should, you know, they give you smaller portions because they don't want to waste food. These were just regular size portions, not too much and not too little, but every single morsel was amazing. And then, y'all, they had tableside pasta making.
Oh my gosh.
Tableside pasta. He rolled his little cart around with the big old cheese wheel and got to whipping up that fettuccine.
Yeah, that was so decent. Like, that was really one of the best resort dining experiences I ever had.
Oh my Lord. That's what you pay for when you go off
I've never seen that before. And it's crazy because we actually planned on going off the resort.
We did.
For Italian dinner.
We did.
And
this served.
It was so good. It was like, we don't know what the other restaurant was like, but this is 10 out of 10.
Yes.
So we ain't missing nothing.
No, we didn't feel like we was missing anything.
Absolutely
and on
not.
top of that, service in the restaurant was fabulous. Like, our waiters loved us. We
So
took
good.
photos with them.
Yeah.
And that was great as well. But also the cocktails at dinner.
So good.
So
And
good.
again, resort restaurants, like, you have your bar. You'll have like your lobby bar, your pool bar, where you're like, these are the bars where you can get good drinks. And then you go into your restaurant for dinner. You're like, I'm gonna keep it cute, get a glass of wine. Same thing with breakfast. Like, I might get a mimosa, but I'm not. The restaurants aren't where you typically order cocktails
normally,
because
yeah.
you know there aren't bars in here. You know, so either the server has to run and go find something from a different bar, or you're just gonna get what they got available in this
exactly
part of the property. Every restaurant had a bar.
Like a bar where even if you weren't dining at the restaurant, you could go to the bar. And they were enticing enough and they looked and felt like a bar.
Absolutely.
Where you would just pop in.
Yeah.
Without having to actually eat.
It literally felt like restaurants. Like, when
Correct.
you walk into a restaurant, you're like, oh, I'll just hang out
I'll
at the
just
bar.
sit at the
while I wait
bar.
for my table
or I'll just hang out at the bar.
Yeah. Like, those cocktails were great. That espresso martini.
I know.
So good.
I
Even
know.
like, all of their cocktails were good. Like, oh, y'all know what y'all doing.
They know what they were doing.
So we love that.
The alcohol experience consistent.
Absolutely.
Speaking of alcohol, you want to get into bars?
Yeah. The bars were barring.
Every single bar, guys, and there's a lot of
There's
them.
a lot scattered throughout this
There's
property.
a lot of
it's
bars.
a huge property.
Lots of bars.
Yeah. I can't even say how many. I'm trying to think. The
Lots
lobby
of
bar,
bars.
obviously, which is the main
I don't even think we
bar.
hit all of them.
Yeah. That rooftop bar was really cute. In Shala.
Yes.
That was a very cute area.
Lots of bars.
Lots of bars.
So-
Beachside bar, which is rare.
Yep. The whole like bar situation on the beach. Yep. Yeah. And in addition to there being tons and tons of bars, they also serve in the best of the best. Top.
We loved it.
Like I didn't even see anything from the bottom.
Yeah.
The lowest might have been like a Bacardi or something.
They had
Like
top shelf.
it's all included.
Yeah, we love it.
You know, so we appreciate that. So the Don Julio was flowing all week.
For sure.
The reposado at that point.
Yes.
So, yeah, the bar experiences, and as we mentioned just previous, they were all curated based on the location as well. And you could, like Jasmine said, get the cocktail that you desire.
Exactly.
You didn't feel like you had to sacrifice based on
your cocktail.
Exactly. Because, you know, sometimes you're just like, all right, I'm going to just order a sex on the beach, like whatever.
Exactly.
But you really want a Cosmo or you really want something that's crafted to your palate. I think you can get that here.
Definitely.
That the bar on the roof, yeah.
That was your favorite one?
Yeah. Because it just, the whole experience of that roof with then adding the bar layer to it, I thought was the perfect compliment.
That area was just a really nice area, which they did entertainment up there at nighttime.
Yeah.
And it was a super chill area during the daytime with all of those little private pools up there as well. Like,
correct.
There are pools scattered throughout this entire property.
Like everywhere.
So they have their main pool. They also have a water park. This is a family-friendly property. So there is a water park. And they have their main pool, which is just like a big pool that kind of like makes its way through the property. But then, like we mentioned earlier, where that lunch buffet is, there are a bunch of personal pools. Like, I would say maybe like 10 feet wide.
Yeah, they look like a, you know, if you had a small in-ground pool in your backyard.
Yeah.
But it's like 6 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're each individual.
And they all oversee the beach, which is great. So if you do want to create more of an intimate, personal vibe, just you and your party, you don't have to be in a pool. Also, I noticed that the children it was more kids in the main pool than it was in those private areas.
Yes.
So I think it also allows you to get a more adult experience in those private pools.
Definitely.
And there were some up there on that rooftop as well.
Yeah, they were. It's like no shortage of pools.
No, a bunch of pools.
No shortage of pools.
And that water park was cool too.
And also no shortage of, areas for you to kind of just sit and relax. There were, Bali beds that you can rent. It seemed like you can rent, or it might be included if you have the enclave. Is that what it's called? Which is kind of like, you hear us talk about privilege and premium and all of those things that you can upgrade. Everyone has a different name for them, but you can upgrade your experience here to the enclave package and get more, a couple more perks, even though the base package is already perking.
Yeah.
It's already perking. Definitely. But if you want to take it to the next level, you have that option as well. And it was reasonably priced as well. I think you said it was like an extra $35 a day to add.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that was cool. But yeah, tons of pools, tons of pools.
Huge property. Like the property is just so gorgeous. Like
huge property. I don't even remember how many rooms, but a lot of them.
A lot, yeah. Got lost a few times. Because there's also so many elevators because there's different buildings. So the buildings will connect and you'll realize like, oh, I can go on this side. And it's big.
Yeah, we got lost. It's okay. We made our way. We got lost though. We was like, what the heck? Where are we?
So big.
And the funny part was we were on what we felt like was the main level, but it was level 4. And it goes all like you just got
so many layers.
Beach is level 1.
Yeah. It's so many layers to it. It's like hard to like grasp while you're there, but it's a huge property to say the least.
Yes. Speaking of the beach, lovely beach experience.
Yes, it was gorgeous.
Again, beds are included, no additional charge. Beach service is included, no additional charge. They'll bring food over to you. It's just, honestly, if you don't want to do nothing, you don't have to do nothing. You don't like the whole resort is just like. And again, I don't know if this was because our bracelets was purple, but we didn't have to. We didn't have to lift a finger.
Absolutely.
Every time it was like, and when we did, someone would come by and say, "You didn't have to do that. We would have done that for you." And we're just like, "Oh, it's fine." Like but
the beachside service was nice.
Yeah, and I just thought that level of service matched with the experience of the property was certainly somewhere I could see myself again.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And just feeling like the Hilton brand is worth that all-inclusive vibe. Like, I think they definitely stamped that.
Yeah. And, I mean, we'll get into it now. The experiences.
Yeah, that's the icing on the cake.
I know. You guys know we find a good experience at an all-inclusive, so we can tell you.
Absolutely. And they had a lot to offer.
They did. So every day, well, I shouldn't say every day, but Monday through Thursday, they offer different types of classes in their steakhouse restaurant, which is adjacent from the lobby. So we were able to take advantage of their wine tasting class on Tuesday and their martini making class on Wednesday. And child, it was a vibe. And these are included in your stay. So already, even again, if you didn't want to do anything but eat, drink, sleep, and be merry, you can. Absolutely. And still add value to the time that you're there.
For sure. It's definitely there. Like that martini class was an experience. Like that was something I would definitely pay for. Yeah. Like something that I would like reserve in the city.
Yeah.
So it was so cool to see. Like wine tasting's awesome, but that's something, you tend to see at resorts, but the interaction with the martini class and them providing the ingredients, and it was just very well thought out. It was nice.
Yeah, we walked in and we were just surprised by the setup and how detailed it was. And we were able to make 3 different martinis, and the bartender walked us through step by step. And I was legit just like, wow, this is actually a really cool resort experience.
It was a great experience. It was
3 martini, child, and by the end of that class, we was lit.
Done. Yes. Okay. After all that Don Julio and a martini class, oh
child.
gosh.
And
It was great.
Done.
It was great.
We made 3 martinis and drank 3 martinis.
Yeah. And then got more after, and then went to dinner and got more.
That was the theme.
Yeah.
But yeah.
they also had, like I mentioned earlier, the entertainment on the rooftop. So
Yes.
after dinner, they would like draw the guests to go to the rooftop. I know one night there was a silent party. Our last night there was like a glow party where they had like all this like glow in the dark stuff out, and a DJ, entertainment. So yeah, I think that's awesome too. Because again, if you don't want to leave the resort, which we didn't do, you don't have to. Like the entertainment, the drinks, the restaurant, everything is there for you.
Now, what we will say is the resort shuts down at 11 o'clock.
Yes, y'all.
And we was like, well, wait a minute now. And then the first night we was shocked by it. We were like, okay, can't get another drink, can't get nothing. Go home, Roger.
Yeah.
Now the second night we figured it out. So, we were like, all right, let's hoard a couple of drinks.
Exactly.
Take them back to the room. Even though we didn't need to. We was already done.
But that is definitely the hack at this resort. Or leave the resort, because again, it is a family-friendly resort. So I think they are under the assumption that after 11 o'clock, quiet down, just considering the family. But we're also in Cancun. So going back to the accessibility,
right?
You're right there. Yeah. So if you want to get a drink, you go get a drink.
Yeah, they definitely
we got taxis.
Have curated that 11 o'clock hard stop to now be able to migrate you to Cancun.
The mix, because that's when, it's cool to be on the strip after 11. That's when everything, is popping. And so it kind of makes sense.
We see what you did there, tourism board.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, it makes sense.
We see how you're funneling the coins.
And they're like, these kids don't want to be hearing y'all up all night. And I'm like, I get it. But 11 is so early.
Like at least midnight.
At least midnight, right? But again,
hard stop too, guys.
Hard
stop.
We get it. And the options are limitless around you. Or just take some drinks to your room and chill on the balcony.
Yeah. And I think it was, when I asked about it, apparently there was a new law implemented that you have to have a certain license to be able to serve after that time, and which it sounds like the people that have those licenses are the people that own bars and restaurants in Cancun.
Exactly.
So the resorts kind of get the short end of the stick. So, but again, I think to your point, it's like, either you're going to go to bed with the kids or you're going to go out.
Yeah, you're going to go out. You're not going to want to just be in Cancun in the lobby bar. So,
but we would, though,
y'all. I'm like, what about us, the in-between people who do want to get lit, but stay here?
Right. Like, and have a good time.
Yeah. But that was the only thing. I think even for like the sports bar aspect, we always used to have that. We're used to having that area that we can kind of migrate at late night. So they didn't have that.
Yeah. But, I mean, they do have a lot to offer.
The coffee shop's open like all night, though.
The coffee shop is 24 hours.
If you wanted to get a coffee beverage or just something to drink and a little snack, you do have that option. And room service was 24 hours.
That is true as well.
So if you want some food, you can still eat. So it's not fully closed.
I suppose. But also, I'll mention this as well. If you do want to make reservations for dinner, you can do so via the app.
Yes.
So when you arrive to the property, you can download the app for the property, and then you can manage your reservations. You can see what's happening each day, and kind of, essentially plan out your day. And that way you can get an idea for what's going on, which I thought was nice because, let's be honest, sometimes you go to the lobby and everybody is trying to talk to all the desk people, and you're just like, I got a quick question. So the app is empowering in that regard, because maybe your quick question is answered in the app. So that was cool.
Yeah, you have everything at your fingertips.
And apparently you can make the reservations for your dinner and even for the classes as well. So even though we were struggling through it, but they said you could. I guess we believe them. Overall vibes and or recommendations for this property?
I personally love the mixology class. There's clearly options throughout the week, but that martini class for me,
stole the show.
If you can make it that day, go for that.
Go for it.
Specifically, that created an experience and elevated the whole time for me. That was the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I agree. And I think some of the other days was like a tequila tasting, and
which would have tore me up.
Great. I was like, darn, we leaving that day. I was ready. So they have a full list, and it's definitely an experience because they particularly select the hosts of each of these classes perfectly.
It's so good.
They're so, so good. So definitely the classes, if you can sign up for every day, I would.
Yeah.
My recommendation, book that Italian restaurant. Book it fast.
That
Book
experience,
it
oh my
immediately.
gosh.
Book it on your first day. Like, set the tone right.
Who expected tableside pasta on a resort? And y'all be saying resort food is nasty.
This ain't that.
And the presentation, oh my God.
This ain't
he
that.
snapped.
He did.
He followed me on Instagram. Shout out to Sergio.
How does Jasmine find these people, or how do they find her?
I love networking.
This girl is Queen Network. I don't even know when she asks when she has these interactions, and I'm sitting there.
Also, I was talking to our London friends. Shout out to our London friends that we met.
The London friends definitely kept the vibes going.
And my girl's planning a trip, so
Lord,
she going somewhere else.
Jasmine
we
always
got this year.
She got a friend wherever she goes. She gonna make a friend or 8. So there's that. But yeah, I also think the Italian restaurant is great for photos. So if you're the person who enjoys to get dressed up in the evening for your all-inclusive resort experience and you got your look, that's where you can get your photo.
That might be our cover photo.
It probably is. Yeah, it probably
That's
is.
some good photos.
Because it 10 out of 10, no hype, no cap.
Yeah, no cap.
No hype, no cap, 10 out of 10, that Italian restaurant.
And I mean, I love Italian, so biased, but the tableside pasta experience and then like the creme brulee, they brought out creme brulee with a smoky presentation with a strawberry, a silver coated chocolate. Just go.
I didn't even know chocolate covered strawberries could be silver coated.
Like, just go.
And did. So that's definitely my top recommendation.
Yes.
Overall vibes of the resort, I think, what I'll say is, this is important. So normally when I'm at a family-friendly resort, I kind of feel like, one, I got to cover up or I got to choose my swimwear wisely, even though, child, I paid for this vacation just like you did. I'm still conscious of that.
Definitely.
However, I didn't feel that way here. And I'll say why. There were a lot of areas where just adults were. I feel like the children were very much in their own spaces, and there is a kids club there. So if you are the parent who wants to drop the kids off from 9 to 6, that's an option. Nevertheless, I just enjoyed that. So I know that there's, adults out there listening and they're like, child, family friendly.
Yeah.
I
didn't feel it.
We kept saying it while we were there. It's like, it welcomes children, but it caters to adults.
Yeah, it's like adults, but children are welcome.
Correct. So that I felt like was the overall vibe there. Now, don't get me wrong. No, them families that were there with the children gave me several side eyes, but mamas,
they was looking.
I'm sorry.
But it's at least not the whole
I'm sorry.
resort.
I'm not sorry, actually. I'm sorry.
Sorry for you.
Sorry. So there is that.
But yeah, I agree. I think it definitely had a mature feel to it, even though, we knew there was kids. And there were, like you said, they had the kids club. They also had this like cute little like finger paint, face paint, like little paint area for the kids outdoors. So it was a lot for the kids to do, but they did not overpower the property.
Correct. Yeah, that's the main thing. Like it still was very much giving. And we said it. We were like, they could make this an adults only.
Yeah, for sure.
And I get it because it is, under the Hilton umbrella. They maybe don't want to alienate their clientele.
That's his family, yeah.
And that was another vibe of the resort. We could tell that most of the people there are like there because of brand loyalty.
Exactly.
Like they stay with Hilton when they go and look up travel. They go to the Hilton website and search the destination and find out what hotels are in that destination. Exactly. Like that's how they travel.
Yeah, and I think that was my first time feeling that, where I'm like, oh, these people are here for the name. Like, so.
Yeah, so those are the vibes.
For sure.
But not
Good
bad.
Vibes. Good vibes.
I was going to say, because keep the Don Julio coming, I'm here for those vibes.
Yeah. We had a time.
We had a time. We definitely had a time. Favorite thing about Hilton Cancun Mar Caribe?
I am going to say my new cocktail, passion fruit Don Julio margarita.
How did we forget to mention?
It was so good. I think the first time we got it was at the poolside bar.
It kind of was by accident.
Yeah. And it just ended up being our go-to drink, like passion fruit, Don Julio margarita. It was delicious.
Delicious.
So that's my favorite thing.
Then on the last day, we figured out put tahini on the rim.
Elevate the experience.
Baby, it's over.
So good.
That passion fruit mixed with that tahini. Oh, baby.
That's my favorite thing.
You're welcome.
I'm going to go back and count how many I had.
you're like, and I'm like, it'd be those things where if you try to order it here, it's not going to snap the same.
Fresh passion fruit, like it's definitely not going to be like that at home. So that I will say that was a Hilton fruit thing.
the passion, the little black
so
things in
yes.
the it was a thing.
How about you?
Yeah, my favorite thing. This is so weird and random, but it is my favorite thing. The bathroom in our room.
I love that bathroom.
And I'm just one of those people where aesthetics matter to me. They're aesthetic, whatever. Aesthetics matter. And when I first got into the room and I was doing my video, which I have to send to you, by the way, if you want to use it, I stopped in the bathroom and I was just like, this is a great bathroom.
And it's so big. When I walked in, I didn't even see the full bathroom.
I
Remember?
know,
I was like, oh, wait, there's more.
Yes. And it's just like, and the way that the tub was positioned and like, so nice. It's like if you are just there with yourself and bae or whatever, like, yeah, I know it's that random.
Bathroom. No, that bathroom, that bathtub, I'm telling you.
And the shower was great. And the standalone potty area.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
well executed.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, guys. That's my favorite thing.
I mean, drinks and bathroom. I think that's valid.
Yes, because aesthetics and alcohol.
Yes, that's
𝐴².
Exactly. There we go.
And of course, guys, if you're interested in visiting the Hilton Cancun Mar Caribe,
yes,
you already know, or if you didn't know, but now you know today. Jasmine and I are both a part of Travel Goddess International, which is a full-service travel agency that can assist with bringing your next Cancun experience to life.
Exactly. So whether you are looking to stay at the Hilton or any resort in Cancun or anywhere, we got you. Visit travelgoddessintl.com and we will hook you up.
Because the tea is teeing and you need to be there.
Yes.
Alrighty, time for our travel deal of the week. It's not Cancun. Sorry for those that were waiting for it. It's not.
I was hoping it would be Cancun.
I thought about it, but
we're gonna switch it up.
I saw this one and I was like, this is really good.
This is actually really good. Yeah,
I know.
I'm not even mad. I just looked and was like, I'm not even mad that it's not Mexico.
I didn't want you guys to miss it. So the travel deal of the week is a 5-day, 4-night trip to Grenada. Okay. So I don't know if folks haven't been to the Eastern Caribbean, but you need to go. All right. So Grenada is a gorgeous island near, I want to say it's near like Martinique. It's nicknamed the Spice Isle, and to this day is still one of my most favorited photos that I've ever taken during a sunset.
Really?
To this day. So you need to go to Grenada. Nevertheless, these travel dates are going to be in mid-April. So this is a little bit further out, so you got time to plan. And for our PTO, mommies and poppies,
right over the weekend.
Thursday to Monday, y'all.
That's real cute.
Look at the weekend. Look at the weekend.
Real cute.
Thursday to Monday.
Depending on that flight time, you don't got to take off Thursday.
Oh, the flight is doing what it needs to do, too. The flight is with JetBlue, round trip nonstop.
Love it.
Via JFK and staying at 4-star hotel accommodations, the True Blue Bay Resort.
Yes.
Which I stayed at, and it is such a little oasis.
Yeah,
it is
gorgeous.
So beautiful in its own little nook of the island. All of that, y'all. $880 per person.
Yeah.
Oh, if you look up the flights
to
Grenada, they probably already
at 1, maybe 9.
They probably they're gonna be between like 6 to 9, depending on the time of the year. You might catch it in the 4s, maybe. But the whole trip,
come on,
$880. Yeah, you need to be here.
Resort.
You need to be here. And this resort, I enjoyed staying at this resort. It felt like I was staying at someone's home, but it's not, because it's a resort. Like it's large, but it's it just was so quaint.
I love that.
And such like
That
a little
cozy
paradise.
feel,
It was
yeah.
such its own little paradise. It's full of beautiful green, lush palm trees, and all the different buildings are different colors, and it's true Caribbean paradise.
We love it.
You will love it.
880, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all.
And then the island itself is so picturesque.
Yeah, I was
feel
just
like
about to say,
it's
even
like
the
a little
resort
mini,
is very
like
like
St. Lucia kind of
even
feeling.
if you just want to spend the money and go and take your tripod and bob, like
Yeah.
that's a good thing too.
Yeah, you gonna get the pics, because I ain't really seeing too many people in Grenada. So go off,
Come
y'all.
on now, new stamps.
And it's a standard deal, so you can just book it and be on your way.
But you might as well still pay that $9.
Yeah, you might as well.
Check out those exclusive deals just in case.
Just in case, because if that's that, then y'all already know what's hitting over there.
Exactly.
On them premium deals. Like, let's get it. Nevertheless, definitely visit our website, travelgoddessintl.com, to view the details of this deal and others, and get outside in 2024.
Period.
Because what we talking about?
Outside.
It's time to get brunchy, for they stress me out.
I'm dead. Let's get brunchy. So this is brunch abroad. Actually, I need to go. It is around the corner, New York City. But this is a bottomless brunch cruise.
Jasmine, how was you holding this from us?
So
And why we ain't been there yet?
New York, we didn't get to New York yet. We got to go to New York.
Lord.
But all right, after the weather break, we're going.
All right.
Because this is really good. So 𝗓𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍 is a Mexican restaurant in NYC, and they do a bottomless brunch cruise where you get mimosas. I believe it has other cocktails, but let me not lie. But it's bottomless food, bottomless drinks. I believe it's a 90-minute cruise experience. And like you're on the water, you're getting lit, you got the food, you got the drinks, and it's a boat. We love boats.
What?
Yeah. In New York.
This is too good.
Too good.
That
like
is too
bottomless
good.
on a boat.
What? Yeah.
So.
Okay, 2 questions. One, is the boat heated? Because could I go this weekend?
Right. I don't know. That's why I've been trying to hold it in the back pocket, because I'm like, water. I'm like, the
little
mimosas
chill.
will warm me up, but will they keep me warm?
Right.
I don't know.
You know, I was just like wondering that.
Yeah,
Because like,
that's the
how does
main
that
thing.
work? Because I
Yeah.
feel like heat lamps would be a little dangerous.
That's the main
Kerosene.
thing.
That seems like a much.
And I know they did have obviously indoor, outdoor spaces on the boat, but if you're doing a boat, you want to be outside. Getting
Yeah.
the views and the vibes. So
That's a good point.
we're going this summer.
Okay. Is it like a flat rate?
Yes, I believe it is $79 per person.
Oh, that's not bad.
But yeah, we'll link it in the show notes.
Yes. What?
Yeah, we
You
love
had-
a boat. Like
I was
we
gonna
love
say, you
brunch. So
had
brunch
me
on a boat
at
and
brunch and boat.
bottomless. Like, come on.
And then you sold me
Yeah,
at bottomless.
yeah.
You already had me though. You had me.
That's the one. That's the one.
That's amazing. All right. Last but not least, question of the day. Question of the day, Jazz.
It's a good one.
Simple but sweet. Cancun or Riviera Maya? Would you like me to go first? Because I know my answer.
Yeah, because that's a tough one.
It is a tough one for you because you've had multiple different experiences
Yeah, in both.
and
Yeah.
different kinds of vibes. So I know it was going to make you think.
Yeah.
For moi, Riviera
I
Maya, y'all.
already
Come on
knew
now.
you. Yeah.
Come on now. Y'all know
Her first time in Cancun didn't do it justice. I thought
it wasn't bad, but it wasn't Trump and Riviera Maya.
absolutely.
So
So I am going to go Cancun simply because of the convenience. I hate that ride from the airport. Like I
Yeah.
just be ready to start. Like, you know me, I might buy a drink at Margaritaville just because I'm like, I'm ready to start. I know. We say don't do that, but like I'm impatient. So
Flex.
for me, that
because some drinks is high.
but you know, once I get to the resort, everything's free.
Fair enough.
I say Cancun because of the accessibility to 𝗓𝒓𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍 as well. So if you are
Good
looking
one.
to do a day trip, or if you're looking to, you know, kind of be able to in and out, I think Cancun for me was a little bit more conveniently located. Like when we swam with the dolphins, when we did our day at 𝗓𝒓𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍, it just kind of concise the distance because we didn't have a ride and a ferry.
You're absolutely right.
So that's why I would say Cancun, just for the convenience of the accessibility ability to go to Isla, to go to some of the restaurants and the strip and stuff, but also to start vacation ASAP.
Yeah.
And to get to the airport. I like to get a drink or two before I leave and not have to rush to the airport super early.
Those are excellent points, especially depending on how long your vacation is and how early or late your flight is. Those are very good points. See, and this is why y'all listen. Be sure. Oh, wait, no. What are you guys choosing?
You tell us.
I know, because we want to know. And also, break it down like Jasmine did, because I just told y'all Riviera Maya because those are my vibes. But Jasmine gave you an eloquent answer that makes it make sense. So if you have time, comment below and let us know.
Yes.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the episode on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Absolutely. And follow us at 𝗕𝗿𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄 on Instagram and TikTok.
The TikTok been TikToking, so definitely follow us there. And if you have a product or service that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of 𝗕𝗿𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄, shoot us an email, info@𝗕𝗿𝒂𝒂𝒄𝒂𝒄.com.
Yes, and leave us reviews. We value your feedback. Let us know what we're doing right, what you would like to hear us talk about, and just how you like TFS.
Of course, because again, even if you're not buying products, buying travel, buying itineraries, you can leave us a review, and that still helps us. We promise. All right.
Exactly. Support.
I think that's our episode.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, man. Dang, I wish I had that Italian food right now. All right.
Yeah, I still got the picture, so.
She's going to live through the photos.
That's
Great.
That's it.
All right, guys. Until next time.
See y'all next week.
Book the vacation. Bye.